Most people, when doing research, look first to the internet, particularly web search engines. The problem with searching the entire internet, however, is that reliable and unreliable sources live side by side. So, it's important to take the time to evaluate whether or not it's worth pursuing. Scrolling down the search results, the first thing you'll, of course, need to look for are links, where there seems to be some promise of relevance in the title, keywords, and lead-in text. As you search, keep an eye out for sources that show probable authority, accuracy, purpose, objectivity, and currency. Authority has to do with the legitimacy and qualifications of the author or organization that published the information. Ask yourself if the source is known to be reliable. For instance, the New York Times is considered to be one of the most reliable and factual sources of news out there. The journalists and editors tend to be quite qualified and well respected. You don't want to pull information from sites like Wikipedia. Articles on Wikipedia can be written and modified by anyone, so the information is not always accurate. This also goes for personal websites or blogs, because there is no requirement for expertise. Accuracy: can the factual information from the source be verified? Are there references for the information presented so that you, the reader, can confirm the information presented is accurate? You want to be able to discern for yourself whether or not the author's conclusion is reasonable. Furthermore, is the information free of grammatical, spelling, or other typographical errors? Purpose: ask yourself what the motive behind the page's creation is. Is the purpose to inform, to teach, to explain, to persuade, or possibly to sell a product? Who is the intended audience? The scholarly audience or expert? The general public? Objectivity: is the information fact, opinion, or propaganda? Is the information being presented objective and impartial, or does it contain bias? Sometimes a website can have bias while still presenting factual information. The New York Times, for example, publishes factual information, but sometimes uses loaded words to favor liberal causes. This means that it is still a valid source, but you have to pay attention to what is opinion and what is impartial fact. Currency: is the time that the article was published important? If so, is it kept up to date? Sometimes it doesn't really matter how recently the information on the website was published, depending on your intention of what you are going to do with the source. But, typically, you want to look for indicators that the information is up to date. Sometimes while searching the internet, you might only be interested in seeing scholarly sources, written by experts, that go into more depth than books and articles written for a general audience. To determine if an article is scholarly, look for formal language and presentation, authors who are academics or scientists, footnotes or bibliography of works cited, quotations from and analysis of primary sources, original research and interpretation, rather than a summary of other people's work. All in all, be extremely critical of any information you find on the web, and make sure to carefully examine every site before you use it as a resource. If you choose to brave the chaos of the internet, make sure you aren't wasting your time. Only choose to pay further attention to sources that are worth your time and attention and meet your needs.